Hey guys, it's Felly. I want to do another art talk, but this will be more of a rant. Yeah, let's call it a rant. I did in the last one discussing about toxic comments and constructive criticism. But I want to, kind of go deeper into that, but go to the side and talk about direct interactions with other artists that may be toxic. Because I got a few instances where that happened to me. So we're going to discuss it. So, there's only 2 times I can think of when my dealings with artists weren't the best and could have been very discouraging or very nerve-wracking. But luckily, I got a good community of people that keep me from flipping tables. Now, I've always talked about in the videos, on the Instagram posts, how you respond determines how you approach your journey in art and where you end up. But, I'm no Gandhi, I'm no prophet. I have fallen several times. And on my Instagram page, when I was first trying to grow it, I believe I was around 8,000 followers. And I had burned out on doing art, drawing mostly. I was trying to challenge myself and make 2 finished pieces a day. And after a while, I crashed on that pretty hard. I couldn't do it. I was running out of ideas. I lacked the motivation. It just wasn't working for me anymore. So what I ended up doing was changing it up, and I was just going to keep coloring. I was going to color other artists' work that I found dope, interesting. And I was going to the Explore page on Instagram for this. If I saw it, thought it was tight, and right click, screenshot, whatever, drop it in Photoshop, let's go. And I was doing that for a month straight. One artist, I seen a picture she had done, and it was on Explore. Looked at it, dope, screenshot. I colored it, posted it, and she had a fairly large following. I'm thinking this was a while ago. I want to say close to 100K. So after I posted it, I tagged her, I did everything. I credited it. I'm I know that game. I know how other people feel. I ended up getting attacked. A bunch of people, I think almost up to 15, was DMing me, "Why did you do that? How could you not respect her and her wishes? How dare you? You better take it down now. Who do you think you are?" And I had no idea I would respond, but it was don't play stupid. You know what you did. And I'm okay, I better sit down and look into this. It turns out I went to her page, but when I seen it in trending, I didn't go look on her page. I just saw that split-second decision, took it. When you go on her page, in her bio, it says, "Do not repost my art. Do not bother asking. You will not be given permission." And I was just oh, well, snap. I didn't know that. I didn't look. And plus, my mind state at the time was, who would have a problem with you coloring their work? Especially if you're crediting them. I may be small, 8,000 people. That's still enough to storm a castle and demolish it. But in the grand scheme of things, compared to her almost 100,000, yeah, I get it. It's not a lot. But still, that's people you may not know who you are, never seen you before, maybe oh, that's dope, let me see more of their work. That was my mind state. But after sit down with a couple other artists, man, it was just that's their work. You can't decide what's okay for their work. Maybe they don't want you promoting it or showing it in a light that is not what they had in mind. I'm okay, fine. And I DM'd the artist, apologizing, said I didn't know. I'll take it down. Crickets. But still, she kept making stories about it, slamming me, saying, artists don't respect artists, blah, blah, blah. I wish stuff like this would stop. Why does he just respect my, it got a little Like, I thought I was going to be shut down. I thought I was going to be canceled. But it eventually stopped. The vans eventually stopped, and I moved on from there. And then here comes to the second time this happened. The second time threw me off the edge. The second time I was ready to burn a building down. I was like, if I had an army at the time and had power, I probably would have sent them after him. Just to verbally let him know that he is too high up on his horse right now. Because after that incident, my girlfriend was just like, why didn't you ask before you do it? And I explained to her how I felt, and I was just like, I never ask. I never ask to color someone's picture, because there's never been a problem. Usually it's always been a good, warm response, or none at all. And so there was no reason to do so. But I said, you know what, you're right. This is someone else's work, and they may not want it represented that way. Or they may just straight out feel what I'm doing is hot garbage. Because, a lot of times I think that way. So I saw another artist. It was one that I was following, and I've always thought his work was dope. And I thought his work would be a challenge for my coloring style, because he had more of a manga, sketchy, loose style. So I was like, that would be a challenge, trying to get myself to match it and complement it and not overpower it. Since that's the main things a colorist should be looking for, how to complement the work, not overpower and take away from it, distract from it. So I reached out and I DM'd, said, hey man, really liked your work. I have for a long time. Wanted to see if it was okay if I colored something and posted it. I was like, otherwise, respect, keep doing what you do. And I'm thinking this guy was like around 50-something thousand. I'm the little guy, 8,000. And I'm like, I'm not going to hear back. It's going to go into the void and he's never going to see it. And lo and behold, I see the alert on my phone that I got a message from him. And I'm like, man, that was quick. Okay. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, who's really going to say no to that? And especially, I read his bio. There was nothing in there saying, do not repost. So, you're thinking if you ask someone, like I've had people ask if they can draw my characters. I'm like, dude, go for it. You ain't gonna ask, but thank you. Tag me when you're done. I would love to see how it comes out. General respect. Even if I don't like the style and all that, just the fact you're thinking of my stuff and you are moved to the point of wanting to work on it, that is a compliment. So, rock on. Now, with this guy, he responded back, and I was expecting something like, yeah, sure, go for it, knock yourself out. That's awesome. I'm so glad you even want to take the time to do that. Any of those things. Or, nah, I don't really prefer to have it done in that style. Like, that doesn't really match. Like, I would have even took that. This guy, it's been like 2 years, and I'm a little, I don't want to say hurt, but maybe bothered, because I never expected, like they always say, don't meet your heroes. He wasn't a hero, but he was definitely on a highly respected level. He responded, oh dear God, no. And I kept rereading what I wrote. I was like, maybe I asked something weird or phrased it funny or put it in a way that maybe it was offensive, subjective, some negative intent behind it. And I'm like, no, all I did was ask if I could color something of his. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh dear God, no. I'm like, man, am I garbage personified? Am I a dumpster fire that comes in multiple colors? What did I do or have going on that was so horrible that you had to respond like you opened a container from the fridge and it had molded severely? And dear God, no was your response. And then he followed it up saying, I don't like the way anyone colors my art. I'm like, that seemed like a save, like he tried to save the situation. And I just put K. And I didn't publicly blast him or nothing. I was very disappointed. And I mean, yeah, he lost me as a fan because I was just like, that's not how you respond to people. I've been bugged before, I've been annoyed before, and I've been harassed. I mean, it's like, I'm never, especially if all he was trying to do was show that you liked something that I did. I've never. And yeah, part of me wanted to turn into a hater. And that was the first time, like, I legitimately wanted to hate, because I noticed that he had been offered an anime deal. He was blowing up. Big wigs in the anime community had reviewed his comic and stuff like that, was praising him. And here's the funny thing. Small internet. I was working with a client that was putting together a team because he wanted to work on something that was kind of like anime but still Western traditional roots, and I'm kind of a hybrid of that. And he wanted to put both of us on the team together. He had already acquired me, and he was going to get this guy, or he was trying to. But I was like, this guy's got too much going on. He's probably not going to try to mess with anything that's not for certain. But he told me, he's like, this is someone I'm looking at. You should check him out. He's dope. I'm like, oh, I know who that is. Yes, he is very talented, but I kind of had a clashing with him. Nothing major. Like, I'm not gonna try to fight him if I ever met him, but I definitely would give him a side eye. And it was like, what? Really? That doesn't sound like something you do. I'm like, well, you don't know him then. He openly takes crap on people asking civil, non-evasive questions. And that was probably like the most petty I got about it. After that, I eventually got over the situation. I still check out his art. And I said I think that sucks the most for artists, when someone strikes you down that you look up to and find talented as hell, and you still like, it's kind of like when you're in a relationship and someone keeps cheating on you, but they're still awesome, or you think they're very attractive, or there's something that's keeping you there. I'm like, yeah, she cheated like 8 times. 2 of them was my dad and brother, but just something about her. That's where I was. And I mean, I don't know, that I feel that could crush, especially beginning artists. If you're starting out, and I see a lot of these pro levels or long time artists do like reviews or red lines on fan art and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think they realize the way they can word it could just cripple or crush the artist right then and there. And that's the thing to look out for. Like, you hold beginning art lives in your hand, and you have the power to crush them. Luckily, I'm a little seasoned. I've been through worse. I didn't expect that from someone that, like, I wasn't asking for anything. I was just asking for a green light. So I think the moral of this rant is, boys and girls, use the words kindly, or think through what you're gonna say. Because we was all that starting point where someone could have crippled us, knocked the wind out from our lungs, and luckily, if you never experienced that, you were one of the fortunate ones. And if you have, hopefully it thickened your skin and made you realize there's some asses in the community. And that's just the way it is. But if you are new to this channel, I normally don't do this. Maybe I will. I don't have too many negative experiences in the community. But hit the like button if you found some value in it. Subscribe if you haven't. And stay tuned for the next one. If you want to see my art that was deemed so horrible that I couldn't color somebody else's, you can check me out on Instagram at Art by Felly. And I also have a tutorial page for tips and tricks on how to help yourself in your drawing journey, or if you're getting into digital. That is art.tips.tutorials. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.